Thank you very much, Ron. Ron is a dear friend, and it's one of the great guys in our industry. And it's really great to connect with him and to be on this great campus. Thank you for hosting me. It's really great being, man, you know, Dennis, and I haven't seen Dennis in 25 years. And you with the live schools and Tom, it's just one after the other. This is just truly great as you get older. As you get older and wiser, hopefully, you cherish moments like this and being with special people. And I guess I'm using my 4.5 minutes on this, so I don't want to be bombed out. But I just want to say how much I really respect and cherish everybody on this panel. We've known each other in a lot of different ways. Covered some of Joel's races and great moments. And I remember, Dan, I just, a long time followed your career, and Tommy Smith, of course, is when I was 17 years old, 18 years old. Mexico City, it happened a long time ago, but that is one of the things that changed my life, and it changed the way I looked at sports. Just on and on, all the way up to Doug and Ryan, who were one of the first people to put me on their show to talk about my book. They didn't have to. And it's just one really great thing after another. And as you grow older, and many of the people who you are sitting next to are going to accomplish some really great things. And you're going to be proud to say that you were classmates and you knew them, and et cetera, et cetera. I guess I'm just going to read something briefly in terms of my thing. Sports is a business. That sounds like something really simple, but sports is a business. And you hear young athletes say all the time, it's a business, but they really don't grasp this business until their first or second year in the pros, or by their third year in college. And I'm always amazed how many times athletes are stunned when the hammer falls on them, or the rug is pulled out from under them, or they're traded, or they're cut, or they're released by their respective teams. And they realize that, wow, this is really a business, a multi-billion-dollar business. And this country is hooked on sports. Okay, this country is hooked on sports. Sports is a multi-billion-dollar-a-year habit. TV and media feeds the addiction, and players too often are the dope. And if you're an athlete, at some point, everybody around you has an agenda. Everybody. Whether it's here at Morehouse, which you say, what's the agenda? Everybody has an agenda. And too often, athletes don't ask, well, what's my agenda? Athletes are often the last one to ask, well, what's my agenda? Everybody's got a bottom line. But too often, athletes don't, well, what's my bottom line? Then we do it as people in terms of not long-term planning, but athletes in particular were taught to live in the moment. Athletes and young people, that's what we do. I was telling the class, it wasn't the class, I was going to class this morning, about my long-term planning. And my long-term planning was, going into my senior year in high school, I bought 4 pairs of football shoes. I played football in high school and went to play football in Morgan. But I bought 4 pairs of cleats. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm sitting out, went to high school in Chicago, Harlan High School. So I'm sitting out there, it must have been August. And I'm sitting out there getting ready to work out myself, and I looked at these 4 pairs of cleats. I said, damn, what am I going to do with these cleats next year? And it just hit me for the first time when my father took me. I said, wow. And I realized that my planning was basically that day, or maybe the week. At best a month, but that was a stretch, And so I understand that's kind of what youth is when you mature. But I guess the thing I'll say, maybe this will be, although our people, and I'm saying African American people, I'm still like, I'm African, I'm not one of, I just happen to be black. I'm black, I love it. That's who I am. That defines me. And I think our people, as much as we have done in sports, we've done some legendary things in sports, But when you start talking about people, and Joanne and I were talking about this on the way, we don't really know anything about this multi-billion-dollar industry. And you wonder when you go to press boxes across the United States, and I'm in them all the time, and oftentimes maybe one of 2 or 3 African Americans in a press box in the year 2010. Or you go through the marketing departments of the Boston Celtics, or the New York Knicks, or the NBA office, or the NFL office, you're stunned. You will be stunned that it looks like it's 1950. And by 1950 for the young people, 1950 was when black people were locked out of everything. But you go to many press boxes today, or through corporate offices of your major sports teams, and you will, and I'd even better, maybe even NCAA office to an extent, you know, that you will be stunned by the lack of African Americans. I'm not talking about diversity. I'm talking about African Americans, black Americans. And so a large part of that is because we really we're not fluent in our industry, that we basically have invented and created and set the trend and the tone in this country. From the way guys are catching and running and celebrating decks, we set the tone. We set the stylistic tone. But we really have to become more fluent in our industry, laterally and vertically. Marketing, medicine, training, media, it just goes on and on and on. So maybe tonight we'll talk about some of that stuff, but I do think that institutions like Morehouse is perfectly positioned to begin to really look at this. This is a very important piece here, and I think too often in our community, because we're so focused on other things, you know, and there are so many things to be focused on, we kind of sleep the power and magnitude of this sports piece. I'm going to be covering the World Cup in South Africa in June, and already what that means to that country is unbelievable. So anyway, there's a lot to say, and we're going to say it, so I don't have to say it anymore, but it's really wonderful and historic and honorable to be here. Thank you for coming out, and I look forward to the dialogue.